Hey my loves, so today I'm back for another story time video, and this is a story I really briefly touched on in a video that I made not that long ago called The Not So Little Mermaid. In that video I showed a Little Mermaid bikini that I got and kind of talked about body representation and it's important for boys and girls to feel like they have someone to look up to that shares their body type. And I mentioned this story when I was at Disney World and I was body shamed. I want to talk about it because it's something that I did something so positive with, I think, and the experience inspired so much for me, and in the moment it was so hard, and now I look back on it and I've completely taken that situation and done something new with it and done something positive with the story that I'm going to be telling you guys today, and that's why I just wanted to tell it. This is also one of the most exciting videos I've ever filmed because this video is filmed in partnership with Canon. They are sponsoring this video, and I get to tell you guys about an amazing, amazing campaign that they have running called Rebel with a Cause. The entire message behind the Rebel with a Cause campaign is that there is a rebel in all of us, and that we, by being individuals and doing the things that we're passionate about and by standing up for the things that we believe in, we can change what our community believes around us. So I feel like my channel is so centered on body positivity and self-love, and anytime that anyone takes that little bit of a step towards loving themselves, towards accepting the skin that they're in, you really are making a change in the world, because when we can show other people that all body types are beautiful and you don't have to strive to look like someone else, we are changing the world. And I really always want to empower you guys to love yourselves because I know that we're all capable of it, and it's such an empowering thing for us as individuals, but more so when you look at the impact that body positivity and the acceptance of oneself and understanding that there is beauty in every single one of us as individuals has had on the world, the impact that this has had and the changes that it has made even in the last couple of years. You know, we're seeing different body types and models, we're seeing less retouching in magazines. It really can change the world, and you might think that by loving yourself, by actually accepting yourself and not following all of the magazines that tell you to lose 10 pounds and then to gain it back and then to get a big butt, or you know, to get a tiny waist, and all of these ideals that we have set by society, when you say a big fat no to that and that you're beautiful the way that you are, can influence so many people. And body positivity is just a train that keeps rolling, and all I want to do is instill that in all of you guys, both for yourselves and for your influence on other people. And that's why I'm so excited about this campaign, because Canada is really passionate about that, and they're passionate about people following their own paths, whether it's body positivity or just following your dreams in any way that you can and breaking the rules and breaking the molds. They love that, and I think that it's such an amazing thing. I really want to ensure that I am putting out the best possible content for you guys this year, and a huge part of that has been stepping up my video quality, and I know you guys can tell the quality difference. I'm filming on it right now, and I do have another one to show you guys. This is the Canon EOS Rebel T6i DSLR camera. I love this camera. I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm bad with cameras. I am bad with technology in general, honestly. And this is such an easy camera to use. I love every single feature that it has. It was very no fuss in the setup process, and that was what kind of turned me off of other DSLRs, because I was just very not sure of how to shoot on them. I wasn't sure of how to focus or anything like that. But the EOS Rebel T6i camera, if you are kind of a newbie like yours truly, I mean, I've been on YouTube for years, but this is my first DSLR. You don't have to know a ton about cameras in order to use this camera. It has autofocus, which is amazing. It has the highest megapixel count of any of the Rebel cameras out there right now, and it has Wi-Fi, which is like, it blows my mind that like that's the level of technology that we're at this point, that my camera can have Wi-Fi. In particular, if I'm taking outfit photos and I'm like, wow, I really like this and I feel really good in this photo and I want to share it to social media straight away, there's not all that importing time, and I can like share it on Instagram and stuff without the waiting period. And Canon has a pretty cool contest going on right now where you can win one of these bad boys, and trust me, it is totally worth entering because it's an amazing cause. And hello, you could win a camera, like that's so sweet. But also, I love the message behind this, and that there is a rebel in all of us, and that we all can make a change, and it can start from just doing something so small. If you want to enter the Canon Rebel contest, I will have a link for you guys down below. Like I said, I'm a huge fan, and thank you so much to Canon for sponsoring this video. I know I got off on a tangent about like body positivity there in the beginning, but you guys know me, I love talking bodies. You got a perfect one. Alright, so I was too fat to be a mermaid. This was something that happened at Disney World. Oh, God, I really don't know how long ago. Maybe I just don't want to admit it to myself because it doesn't feel that long ago, but I think it's like at least 10 years. I was at Disney World on a youth trip, and this was a point in my life, this was over 10 years ago, by the way, this was probably 12. This was before I hit my teen years. And this was a point in my life where I was so uncomfortable in my own skin. I had always known that I was bigger, but I guess that it never really struck me to worry about whether or not I was pretty or whether or not I was attractive, and I was kind of hitting my preteen years, and that was really concerning me. And there was this one girl in my choir group who was just like the typical mean girl, Regina George type, and we actually became friends later, and she turned out to be really, really nice under all of like the kind of harsh exterior, and as we got older we did become friends. But on this trip in particular, we were performing at Disney World, and if you have ever performed at Disney World, whether you are like I think that they mostly did this for like church choirs and bands and stuff, we actually got to go to this workshop, and I feel like it must have been in like MGM Studios or something like that, and we got to sing with like professional voice teachers, and we were trying to sing like the characters and stuff like that. It was actually pretty cool looking back on it. I wish I had like paid more attention in the moment because it was such a cool experience, and it was definitely tarnished by what happened during the story. So initially we got name tags, and it was so exciting because the Disney employees told us that we could all name ourselves after our favorite Disney characters, so naturally I wanted to be Ariel. But the popular Regina George, we're gonna actually call her Emily, and I'm sorry to my Emilys out there. I know you guys are all amazing people. It's just, I don't know, I can't think of any names right now. But Emily also wanted to be Ariel. And so we couldn't have two of the same Disney character in the group, and naturally being the pushover that I was and fearing everyone the way that I did, I was initially like just ready to switch my name tag. And so I was going to, but my mom was also on this trip with me. She was actually playing piano for this church choir, which was pretty cool because I got to have my mom there with me. And I don't know what I was doing, but I stepped away from my name tag to talk to her, and it came back. Ariel had been crossed out on my name tag and Ursula had been like penned in underneath it. So just a really like catty and mean move by the girls in my choir, unfortunately. I felt really sad that they had written in Ursula because I knew that Ursula was perceived to be ugly because she was a villain and she wasn't nice, and no one wanted to be a villain. I was really upset. My mom took my name tag, she wrote Jasmine, she crossed out Ursula and wrote in Jasmine because she loved Jasmine, and I kind of forgot about it, and we just went on with our day, and we went through this workshop. We're learning about the music in the movies, and I don't even remember what was in this workshop. I just know that it was all based on music in this particular point in time. And there came a point where we listened to individual like Disney films and listened to kind of the themes behind the music, and The Little Mermaid in particular popped up. Now I should also mention that Ariel, The Little Mermaid, it was literally my favorite thing in the entire world. So when he asked if someone could try to sing like Ariel, like to mimic the sound in her voice, because it was like an example for the lesson that was coming up, I immediately raised my hand. And I thought that if I could not be Ariel for the day, I could at least sing as her for the moment. You know, I'm a kid. And I remember raising my hand and I wanted to sing as Ariel, and Emily was pissed. I mean, just so mad that I had the audacity to raise my hand and try to be Ariel when she was very clearly Ariel. But I remember very distinctly being told, like, playing the part of Ariel wouldn't suit me, like, you know, singing as her. And especially when I was younger, I think that I had a higher pitched voice. Anyways, obviously I could match the notes that she was singing. We kind of sung as a choir before that, and other people had done parts. Like, he'd asked, I don't know, one of our like choir members if they could sound like Mickey in a song and sound like whoever. And I was the first person that he kind of said no to. What happened next was just so strange, but I don't want to assume anything. I don't want to assume the worst or think anything about this guy. Maybe he saw the way that Emily was looking at me and like wanted to stop a fight or whatever. Like maybe he just saw what was about to unfold. I really don't know. What kind of transpired was so strange, but I'll let you guys be the judge of it. And he kind of told me, oh, I don't think that part would suit you. Is there anybody else? And I just felt like I was so embarrassed, I almost started crying. But then of course Emily raised her hand and she got to sing as Ariel, and it was fine. I was really sad, and I was a kid and I had already been hurt that day. He asked if someone could sing Ariel's counterpart, i.e. Ursula, and he looked dead at me. Now, mind you, Ursula had been 100% scratched out on my name tag. It wasn't that Ursula was there anymore. He just thought, you know, and again, maybe it was one of those things where he wanted me to feel included because he had just kind of said no to me. but whatever it was, he asked me to sing Ursula. And I naturally have a soprano's voice. I am very, very high pitched when I sing. I can like barely go below a middle C. Singing alto is very hard for me. So when he asked me to sing like Ursula, I really wanted to try. I wanted to be a part of the group and I wanted to have fun. And so I tried and I lowered my voice and I I sang the way that I thought that Ursula would sing. And I remember everyone in the group started laughing, and I was humiliated because no one had been laughed at yet. Even like the guy who sang as Mickey, no one laughed at him, it was all just like, oh, that was so good, blah, blah, blah. I sang as Ursula and everyone started laughing. I just felt like the big fat joke in the room, and it made me feel so embarrassed, and I started tearing up and I was so hurt and mortified that like I had tried, after he turned me down for Ariel and I tried to do Ursula and I was being laughed at. I doubt that the guy meant any ill will. He moved on really quickly. He told me I did a good job. But it stung, and it stung for a while. And then after the fact, I remember that Emily looked at me and she told me that I would be too fat to play Ariel, and that was why he didn't let me sing, because I was not like openly crying, but I was upset after the fact, and I think you could kind of see it on my face. And she said to me, "You're too fat to play Ariel," and that's why he said no, but you made a great Ursula. And then she walked away. And later on down the road, like I said, Emily and I wound up being pretty good friends, and she is a really sweet girl, and I definitely like her. If she's watching this, I hope that she knows that. But in the moment, that was really hard for me. And what I did with that was I took that experience and I turned it into the Not So Little Mermaid. And I took something that was kind of hard for me, i.e. Ariel, because I had always felt like I wasn't pretty enough to be Ariel because of my body. And I wore the Little Mermaid bikini not in spite of my body, but because it made me feel beautiful. It really has helped me like see all of this in such a more positive light, and it was kind of like my closure to that story, and something that hurt me so much could be such a positive, and I could influence other people with it and remind you guys that it really is okay to love yourselves and feel comfortable and confident in the skin that you're in. And I just really wanted to kind of tell that story and then tell what I did with it. And there's nothing special about me. I am exactly like you, and we are the same, and we can all do the same things. Self-love is not for a particular group of people. It's not for people who look a certain way or who have a certain amount of subscribers or, whatever it might be. Like, it's for everyone, and I just really want to remind you guys of that and remind you that anything is possible. I know this video is getting long, so I want to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, guys, if you want to go and sign up for the Canon Rebel contest, do so down below. Thank you to Canon for sponsoring this video. If you guys enjoy, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you've not already. I love you all so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.